In 2015, at Infocom, Kramer launched the collaborative classroom concept. We've taken that concept on the road and visited universities all around the country, especially those with new building, to launch the new Kramer Collaborative Classroom. We call this project the Digital Classroom Roadshow. Working with Duncan Pebbody, a specialist consultant in the design of meeting rooms, we present to the visiting lecturers and staff and students from the various universities the whole concept of the collaborative classroom. Here, Kevin Porter, the IT manager of Kramer Electronics UK, explains the system to the visiting lecturers.
We're using the university infrastructure, their network, their LAN, the edge your own wireless. We then got the mix of the traditional AV products. This is the matrix, which is controlling the switching in the room. The receivers.
To add interest to these meetings, we also invite Nicholas Burwell, who is an architect specialising in the design of meeting spaces.
So we're rather like the Giant's Causeway, because if you look at that photo of the Giant's Causeway, it feels and looks like quite a random pattern of things, very informal. But if you look at it from the top, it is actually a set of hexagons, some of them slightly different shapes, that just happen to come up to different heights. So if we're looking at manufacturing pieces of kit that can go into lecture theatres, we've got a very informal arrangement through nature which is done with a very standardised set of components. So we began to feel that there were ways through here. And the little diagram next to that takes a standard lecture theatre, puts a couple of wobbles in it, and says, well, actually, we've now got seating round tables in a reasonably dense format. So we worked with Loughborough University to progress a number of these.
What I wanted to do now was very, very briefly explain why we're all here and how suddenly this has happened. In 2015 at Infocom in America, we launched what we called our collaborative classroom, which was basically based on this, simply because we had the new technology, the new VIA collaboration product. In June 2015, we showed this for the first time in America, and then in the following September, Forbes magazine, business magazine, had an article, and the article started in 2012, MIT in America asked people what was the biggest innovation in education over the last 200 years. And there were very few answers, because basically this was teaching, me here and you there, and that's the way it's been done forever. He then went on in the article to say that since Infocom, he saw 10 new ideas which were innovative and really could change the face of teaching as we know it. And number 5 on the list was the Kramer Collaborative Classroom. What that meant was that as you'll see later, that the teacher, the moderator, whoever, allows people to work in groups on their own individual screens, but at any time, by walking around with an iPad or whatever, he can interact with these groups. And subsequent to that, the interest level shot up. And then we were talking to Duncan, and the idea that this is we're not selling one product here, we're selling a concept.
As well as taking this roadshow to universities, we've also been to the Royal Institute of British Architects, where we invited not only educationalists but also corporate users over a 2-day or 3-day period. This proved very successful and allowed us to gauge the difference in requirements from these two markets. The Digital Classroom Roadshow will be visiting another 5 venues during 2017, each for 1 month.